Let's see. Are we live right now? I think we are. I think we are. Cool. Oh, I changed the schedule for y'all. I know. I know. It's just crazy. It's like, well, dang, when is he gonna go live? He just goes live whenever he wants. Give me 1 second here, y'all, to set this up. All right, here we go. I think we got it going now. All right. Let's get going. Let's get ready here. I know this is different than what y'all have seen before. Um, First and foremost, this is going to be on YouTube as a full video. Okay, so again, if you're like, oh hey, you went live, it's probably inside my live catalog somewhere, so you can go ahead and peep that out. You'd be solid. As you see here, we're doing. Give me OCD. I know you just see. This gives me. We're doing a Pokemon starter tier list. We're going to be talking about them. Let me give some backstory first. We are literally, first off, we've been doing Pokemon content for quite some time. If you don't know and you did not follow me when I started almost like 2 years ago, we were doing Pokemon content. Pokemon content was one of my favorite things. I have played basically almost every game. Some of the ones multiple times, which I'll talk about as we go through it. I have a lot of love for Pokemon. I will say the most recent generations, which we'll get to in a minute, I have not been very favorable towards. And I mean, that's kind of why I went towards anime more, right? So if you're curious as to hey, why is he doing Pokemon? I'm just doing it for fun, just doing a live stream, just want to kind of get some things out and talk to y'all. But of course, at the same time, I still got love for Pokemon. I mean, these are memories that a lot of us will have if you are a fan of Pokemon. And I'll be doing more of this, in the future. But that being said, I do also want to say that if you are a fan of Pokemon, I mean, you have good generations, you have bad generations. That's just really how it is, to be completely honest with you. So when we talk about things such as, hey, did you like X and Y? Did you like Sun and Moon or whatever it is? Some people say it's go. Some people will say it's not. And I mean, this is my opinion of what I'm going to say where I put the Pokemon. So again, if you are just joining or you're going to be watching this whenever, it's my opinion. This is my opinion about where I put the Pokemon just for fun, right? Where I rate them and how great I think the Pokemon is from design to how they work within their generation. And, because I mean, you go look at it now, is a grass type now as important as it was back when, Bulbasaur came out? No. I mean, I'll be honest with you, you're picking, I mean, competitive play, yes, like Meowscarada is pretty good, but like, even like Rillaboom, but like, was Chespin really needed when there's so many fire types around? No, no. So we'll talk about it as we go along. I think it's gonna be fun. And yeah, we'll talk about more as we more Pokemon on the lives and stuff like that. But I want to get your guys' opinion on what you think. And again, I know this is the last minute, but again, hey, why not? I mean, it'll be on YouTube Live, so y'all see it then. And if you want to go ahead and give me your opinion, like, hey, what do you want to see next? Go ahead and put down a hey, I want to see X, Y, and Z next. I want to see one thing I think about is this Last of Us, like, right? Another series I've talked about before, and rating those characters. So just let me know in the comments down below your opinions, your thoughts, and I greatly appreciate you guys being here. Now then, I've been talking enough. It's been 5 minutes. I need to be quiet. Even though I'm going to talk more, let's get started. So, I think I'm gonna go backwards because I have a lot more familiarity with some of the newer stuff than the older stuff. Nothing wrong with that. I just think that I have a lot more opinions about recently. Now, I'm not ranking the games per se, but I am ranking how they work within the game. So let's talk about Quaxley, Sprigatito, and Fuecoco, right? And I am going to kind of include how their stats as they go into their final form as well. So I'm not doing middle forms because, I mean, how do you keep the middle form? Is either you care about them as a starter or you care about them as a final form. So let's go backwards. Let's do Quaxley first. Quaxley is a Pokemon that I think they should have had before. Quaxley is hard to kind of rank because he is a Pokemon that was a Ducklet, right? We have Ducklet, okay? A Pokemon that is water, and you assume he's going to be flying, but they'd mess around and put him as a fighting type Pokemon right after, which is really kind of a bummer. I'll be honest with you. Like, you don't want to see them say like, "Hey, we're going to give you a Pokemon." You think it may be, and I mean, they do the same thing. Sorry, y'all here. They do the same thing too for like Sobble, right? Where you're like, oh, hey, Sobble's about to be like a water fairy, water dragon. No, it's not. Okay, so I think Sobble was a worst case, but I think that Quaxley was like, man, like y'all could have done so much better, and y'all didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna say Quaxley's a fine Pokemon in a game where you're kind of his ability. You're not gonna have it unless you're competitive, but like getting things such as Moxie. He also gets Rapid Spin as well. It's pretty fun. It's okay. I mean, he can be a sweeper. He's not the best sweeper as other Pokemon getting Moxie, like Crocorock that has an immunity, right? Or, I don't know, Salamis that has like a very good typing. So, he's good. But you're running Torrent. You're running things such as Aqua Step trying to get above. Close combat, maybe Waterfall, something like that, right? So, Liquidation. So I'm going to say he's a fine Pokemon. They could have done much better. But I think of the water types, he's pretty mid, if that, right? I look at, the other two. Let's just put them where I put them. Sprigatito's here. Fuecoco's above Quaxley. Fuecoco was a Pokemon, I think the same thing. You looked at him, you say he's going to be a fire, dragon. Okay? He's a dinosaur. Dragon. Close enough. Fire rock, maybe. No, he's a fire ghost. Maybe it's because he's supposed to be like a ghost pepper. I don't know. He's a good Pokemon competitively speaking. We're not completely rating it there. If you do pick him, you get Unaware. It's a pretty nice ability. I would say also too is that he has a pretty nice defense stat with Torch Song as well, kind of raising up his special attack. He's a nice Pokemon to have in game. I think of the three, Mazakata's probably the best to pick. The amount of water types in the game and everything like that. But Fuecoco's next. They could have done better. Now, when it comes to Sprigatito, this is the best they could have done. I think this is what you expected to see. You expected to see Sprigatito become Masquerada. Okay, a dark type, very quick. I think it's the quickest of. Maybe Sceptile may be quicker. I know he gets speed boost later on. I don't think Infernape naturally is quicker than Sprigatito. Nah, Maybe Greninja is, but he's one of the quickest starters you had. And he has a nice base stat. Now, again, he also gets Protean, which is a Greninja ability. But him getting things such as knockoff, U-turn, getting these stab attacks is nice. It is a very good ability. When honestly, if you play Showdown, he should be OU. But I would say overall, Sprigatito being a cat that stays a cat, just gets 2 legs, doesn't stay on 4, which is whatever, but he also gets this nice, strong stab ability. Sprigatito is a pretty good Pokemon. I won't lie. So this is where I rate them. I think they're okay. I could probably put down Quaxley one more down, but I'm gonna put him here for now. Sobble. You failed. Being a Pokemon again. Okay, so first off, the one before I just did Scarlet Violet. This right here for Sword and Shield. Sobble, I don't know what y'all were thinking with Sobble. I don't know. I generally do not know what you were thinking. Sobble should have had another typing to him. Inteleon was a terrible, terrible design. I don't care about Snipe Shot. I don't care about his special, like, you know, Dynamax form, or Gigamax, whatever it is. I do not care about that. They're cool. Y'all didn't add them on until later on anyway. His original typing should have been different. Every one of their original typings should be different. The only other, generation that had no other difference, like their solo stat was like, hey, grass, water, and fire, was the Johto. I didn't think they would do it again, and they said, bet, we're doing it again, we're gonna fumble. Why? I do think Scarlet and, I do think that Sword and Shield was one of the worst games, which we'll talk about in a later day. But Sobble, I mean, you're not gonna find fire types really inside this generation. You're really not. And then on top of that, we're like, okay, well, not only am I gonna find fire types or rock types and ground types, but you find some of those, you're also not going to be feeling like you're doing enough damage. He doesn't have an extra typing, so he doesn't get more ability to stuff besides like Ice Beam. He's really only using water stuff. So it's like, what's the point of this Pokemon? There's so many better water types within Scarlet and Violet. I keep saying Scarlet and Violet. Sword and Shield. See, I just knocked that out of my memory because I dislike Sword and Shield so much. I would mess around and say that I do think Sobble is one of the worst Pokemon, especially starters, I've seen. Grookey, you're okay. I do think it's very dumb. When you play Rillaboom inside competitive, is a very, he's running Life Orb Grassy Glide, right? He's running Choice Band Grassy Glide, and then he'll just U-turn out. There's nothing else to this Pokemon, which really sucks. I think he's a okay typing, but it's because he is a priority hitter with his special ability. But if you're running Overgrow, like you should be in a Pokemon game, he sucks. Okay, you're gonna find other type of Pokemon that are like, good to see you here, Blocks Harvest, good to see you, thanks you for joining. It kind of just sucks to see a Pokemon that's like, hey, you could do a lot more. Now again, he does get things like U-turn, Drain Punch, Earthquake, stuff like that, but it's like, man, give me more, Grookey. You know what I mean? Give me more. Competitive play, he'll be higher up, and I'm giving him some points because of it. But he's very simple. You're not having fun with Grookey. You're just simply not. Okay, so C. It's a C tier. It's common. It's boring. This is like average tier to me. I'll be honest. This is average tier. So next up, Cinderace, Score Bunny. Let's put him. I'm gonna put him in B. I do think he's the best of the three. I'll try and see if he's C. I do think he's better. He runs also the same ability that literally 3 other starters have, is to change his typing before he attacks. I don't know why they love giving it to these quick hitters like Meowscarada and Cinderace and Greninja. But anyway, overall, I'm going to say that I do like Cinderace. I think it's a good Pokemon. I do think that he has a ability that's interesting, which is his, what do you call it? The court change ability. I think is a pretty interesting, fine ability overall, to switch hazards. So when you're playing competitive speaking, right, you're over here like, okay, I'm trying to do, yeah, I agree. He is one of, definitely better than other Gen 8 starters. I think overall, him having the ability to just do what you want, like rapid spinners to do or something like that, but he does it quickly, and he'll change his typing as well, unless you're running, you know, the fire booster ability Blaze. It's nice. It's cool to have overall. And I do think that you're running things such as Pyro Ball, which can burn. You know, it misses, but whatever. I mean, Focus Blast, whatever. But having things like that is nice. I do think he is a pretty good fire starter. I can't think of, besides Lopunny, another bunny-type Pokemon. I can only think of Baneri and Lopunny. There might be more. But, I mean, compared to Quaxley, right, where I'm like, oh man, there's ducklets and everything everywhere. This one didn't feel as repetitive because nobody really knew about Lopunny. So, I'm going to say that I'm perfectly fine with Cinderace. Fine Pokemon. I am cool with that. B tier, I'm going to actually put him above Quaxley. Do I put him up before Coco? We might come back in order. I right now, I think I do put him above Free Coco. I don't see people liking Fuecoco as much as Score Bunny. Problem is though, you put you put Score Bunny in the same region where his like your animations suck inside Sword and Shield. But anyways, that's another game. That's another tier list. So okay, jump into Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon here. Bunnelby, yeah, that's another one. I forget. See, these these rabbit Pokemon I completely forget about. Yeah, Bunnelby's another one. I just dude, I don't know. I'm gonna say overall though, it didn't feel as bad getting Score Bunny as it did. It's getting Ducklet. Maybe it's because it's a bunny compared to a duck. I don't know. We'll come back and order this. But jumping into Sun and Moon, Poplio with a C. Poplio is a very good typing. Let's say that first. Very good typing with water and fairy. That's what we wanted to see. A Pokemon that has like things such as Calm Mind, Draining Punch, Draining Kiss, Moonblast. Amazing typing. It's a defensive Pokemon. You're usually not going to one-shot it. It can heal itself up and it probably can take up to 2 hits. Really great play. Matter of fact, what is it? I might put up to B. I do like Poplio. I think it's a very forgotten Pokemon. And I can't think of too many seals besides Sylph and a Spheal. That's a seal as well. Dugong, things like that. But yes, it's been used. Most of these Pokemon have been used before, but it doesn't feel as bad because this is what Dugong should have been, right? This is what Walrein could have been, even though it's water and ice. That's fine too. Just torn up by close combat, but that couldn't happen for Poplio. So great typing, nice defensive Pokemon. I do think when you look in the generation too, water types are so common. For every game. I think water type might be the most common Pokemon, period, I think. Maybe bugs, but I don't know. But I would probably say overall that Poplio fits better in this generation because it's the best of water types. And if it's only weak to electric and grass from the start, but then you add on, okay, it's fairy. Well, guess what? Well, steel is water, so it's resistant to that. And then you only have poison. But now it's immune to dragon, right? So, it was the fairy type was added. He could have soloed the whole gym because fairy type then could take no damage from. No, you're right. I think that's the thing too. Look in the comments here. When he was fairy type, okay, let me read this for y'all. If he was, when he was fairy type was added, he could have soloed the whole generation because of fairy type back then. And I think fairy type is really overrated. I could even go back and look at some of the fairy types that could have been much better, such as Azumarill, Granbull, Pokemon like that. But I mean, if it was like Black Tarvet just said, this Pokemon could have been, if it's introduced earlier, could have been a lot more dangerous. So overall, I'm gonna say that I do like Poplio. I'm gonna say I like Poplio more than Quaxley. I don't know about Fuecoco right now, but it's very close. We'll come back and reorder them. Litten. Incineroar is a good Pokemon. A very good Pokemon. Intimidate, Fake Out, Knockoff. It can get Flare Blitz. It can U-turn out. Very nice, this usability for Sun and Moon. Really good if people weren't using it. I'm going to put them right here for C. I do like the cat Pokemon, but guess what? 2 generations later, we got another cat Pokemon, right? So I'm not blaming Litten for that. Of these mount here, we only had... there is a Foxfire, so doing that right before kind of is like, what are y'all doing? You know what I mean? But regardless, I'm going to say that it didn't feel as terrible as getting Sprigatito. Now, Sprigatito, I was fine with it when it went to Meowscarada. Cool. Litten, I feel like y'all could have made Litten a different type of Pokemon from the start instead of cat. It wasn't as bad, though, because it was the first cat and people didn't really care about Fennekin anyway, right? So I'm going to say I'm good with Litten. I do like the fire. Most people thought it was going to be another fire and fighting, right? And it didn't happen like that. They said, we got that for Quaxley. It's cool. It's cool. But I'm going to say that Litten overall is a good Pokemon. It's fun. I don't know how I feel about it being a starter. just this design. I don't know if I feel like it's a starting design. Oh man, Incineroar 2 though is a good Pokemon. I don't want to put him at B. I just don't know why. Maybe it's because to me overall, most people are gonna pick the fire types anyways. But when I look at these other fire types, I prefer these over Litten, right? I feel like Rowlet once he gets there is above. Once we get there, is above average for B tier. Yeah, I'm gonna get there in a minute. Yeah. Do I say Litten is the worst in this generation? Is a question. It's hard, y'all. I mean, I'm gonna say right now because it's not a bad Pokemon. It's not Sobble. Sobble sucks, but I'm gonna say it's above Grookey for sure. Was Quaxley actually worse than Litten? Yeah. What am I talking about? Yes, Quaxley was. I don't care about Quaxley. I do think I'm gonna keep Litten here though, and I'll probably come back and rearrange this. I do think Litten's fine. Again, you're not. The problem is most people when they play throughout a casual, you're running things like flamethrower, fire blast. Litten's a physical attacker, and if it's not running its own type thing right here, like Pyro Ball, you're running Flare Blitz, right? Because its signature move is Darkest Lariat, which is a dark move that you already have something better, which is knockoff. So I'm gonna say overall, yeah, I'm gonna say overall, I would give Litten a top of C. I don't know if there's a Pokemon that could be topper higher than C for Litten. Okay, I just don't see that. But it's a fine Pokemon. I like again, this is common right here, but I do think these two are worse. Rowlet. So this is what the first Pokemon I can think of that has another design from Arceus, Legends of Arceus, right? So when he gets to his final form, Decidueye, it is a fire. Sorry, excuse me. What? It is a grass and fighting type, but the original one is grass and ghost with Shackle Spear. Now I'm gonna say right now, the grass and fight again, they give fighting to everything. Every Pokemon's getting fighting, okay? But I'm going to say overall, I think Decidueye became a better Pokemon in Arceus than it was in its original release inside Sun and Moon with Grass and Ghost. It didn't have enough defense to do anything. It wasn't quick enough to do enough stuff. But now the new one gets a better stat. So now you're not going to be really using the Grass and Ghost type. It was cool, though, to see the first... If I recall, the first, ghost type show up as a starter, and they just repurpose it again for Coco later on. I'm going to put up... Do I say it's A? It gets the ability Leaf Edge, which I think is one of the first Pokemon to get that, which is fine. This typing, though, at the end is fine. It gets hit by dark types now, which is sucky. Ghost types hit it. It doesn't help with any of the other resistances except a fighting type Pokemon, but, like, you're going to have another Pokemon for that. So, it's original flying type and with flying type, fire type, all that, Ghost does not help. It's B. It's B. I'm sorry. It's good. It is good. Don't get me wrong, especially if you watch the 1 second here, y'all. Okay, yeah. So especially if you watch like the anime, the anime with Ashes gives it a very fun look at what it can be, right? And that's cool. That's cool. I do enjoy the anime helping it out. I did not get that same thing from Litten. I didn't. But Rowlet was a little bit more fun. And I do think that the owl, besides Hoot Hoot, I can't think of another owl Pokemon off the top of my head. And Hoot Hoot is for sure of the flying types one of the most boring. So, and maybe later on we might do type by type as well. Talk about Pokemon. That'd be fun to do as well. But anyways, I'm going to say overall, Rowlet is here. Rowlet's here. I think it's a solid B. I would probably put it over Score Bunny. I do like Court Chains and everything and Pyro Ball, but I don't know. It's more enjoyable. It's not. Yeah, I guess that is. Let me check. Now that you're letting me know. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I don't know, man. It's Yeah, Nocturne is like that too. I'm just looking up here. All ghost Pokemon. I just wanted to see. Sorry, ghost Pokemon. What? All owl Pokemon. Can I type? Yeah, it looks like it's only two. So I don't know why this picture has Claydol in it. That is incomplete. It's completely wrong. Um, yeah, Nocturne is evolution. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like there's only two. Merc. Well, no, that's a crow. Murkrow's a crow. Yeah, it looks like there's only two. Who and Decidueye. So that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna say overall though, I'm good to DMB. We'll come back and look at orders. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna go from this way because I know y'all gonna be pissed about this. Chespin, not the best Pokemon. When you watch the anime, Chespin also has a very bubbly personality, like Rowlet. It's cool. It's another fighting type. It's another damn fighting type. Okay, that sucks. Why do we need more fighting type? I mean, look at this list here. All right, let's look. You get fighting type moves. That's close enough. Fighting type. Am I crazy? I know there's more fighting type down here. Let's see. Fighting type. Fighting type. Fighting type. I know there's more I'm missing. But am I disrespecting Grookey, you think? I don't know, man. See, here's the thing. Let me we'll come back to Grookey. We'll talk about the end. I just don't see it with Grookey except him being very plain. Chespin having the spiky shield, which is his, signature ability and everything. I kind of like that. It's a defensive ability. He has very nice defensive stats. The problem is with Chespin is it doesn't have a good typing. It was already weak to flying type, being a grass type. Now it's even worse. Being fighting type does not help anything with fire. All right, it only helps with ice. Doesn't help with what else is it weak to? Now it has even more like psychic. Okay, you got ghost. It's completely gonna miss. It's just so much for a Pokemon like Chespin that's already slow as is. So you're using things such as Leech Seed and stuff like that, which is not fun in a casual way. It's okay inside a competitive way, but casual, it's not as fun. It's just simply not. So I'm gonna say Chespin. I would prefer Grookey over Chespin, for sure. But I don't think it's garbage. It's not a garbage Pokemon. That's Sabo. Sabo has this by himself. So I don't know. Yeah, that's the same thing. Like Chespin, you're using it as a Pokemon to toss out to take damage, so you can heal other Pokemon in your party because it can take a hit. And the fact that they had to raise its defense up so high to take hits such as Aerial Ace and Wing Attack, it's like that sucks. But what's worse is now they have things such as Air Slash and Hurricane that it can't take. No, Chespin's not a good Pokemon. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Of the group, I do enjoy it a lot more than Sabo, but no. Fennekin, listen, y'all. I like Fennekin. I really. Now, you're not cruel. I get it. I just... Chespin is a hard Pokemon to really deal with. It's really hard. When you're using your starter as the Pokemon to heal, some people use that as their like HM slave, right? But if you're using it for your Chespin, it's like, man, that sucks. You know what I mean? But you have to do it. And Chespin is a Pokemon that can take them hits. Sometimes people use it for their Coco and defensive Pokemon. When I look at Fennekin could have been much better. I do like Fennekin. If you've ever played things such as Pokemon, Braixen is probably more popular than Fennekin for sure. But Fennekin Evolution, the final form, sucks. Okay, Delphox sucks. You're not using a special ability. Okay, it has to be a debuffer using Mystic Fire and crap like that. Okay, it's a psychic type, so now when you are resisting things such as Bug, now you're getting hit by Bug neutrally. Okay, things such as Dark, now Knockoff is doing crazy damage to you. I do respect them making it psychic. I don't think y'all made it a good enough Pokemon to be psychic. Okay, you can't have a slow Pokemon getting hit by things like Weavile, or a U-turn Pokemon like Scizor, and it's slower than all of them. Okay, so now it's just taking chunks of damage. You can never get it out. So, but again, Fennekin, even the design is better than Sabo. And plus it's a fire type, which is a lot more valuable than Sobble is as a water type. So I can't put it at D. I'm going to put it at the bottom of C, though. It still has value being a fire type. By the way, y'all, we're inside X and Y. It still has a lot more value to me, but you're going to be pissed when you're getting hit by them knockoffs and U-turns and, flings and whatever it is. It just sucks to watch happen to Fennekin. So then now, not only it can't be just like we're looking at things such as Chespin, it can't be the Pokemon that you're switching in just to say, oh, hey, go on in here and, take a hit so I can heal up, because it takes one hit. Okay? So, no, no. Dark Pulse, it can barely take one of those too. And you best believe, because it's fire type, the Psychic doesn't help her to take a nice Hydro Pump or Scold. So no. I like Fennekin, though. I like the design of the fox. But, no, y'all could have... It should have ended up looking like Ninetales, not like Delphox. That's terrible. Grookey. So here's a big one. I think this might just change if y'all going to click off or not. I don't like Grookey. What? Froakie. I don't love Froakie as a Pokemon. I don't. We have plenty of fraud Pokemon, okay? Yeah. It looks cool. You talking about Fennekin? It's useless but looking cool, yeah. I'm gonna say Froakie overall. I do like. It's a good Pokemon. Okay, it is fast. It's the first Pokemon to have the transformation. I should say first, but to have a transformation type ability like that. But it's from the anime, which is crazy. They gave Froakie that type of thing and not Pikachu. Again, it's weak to grass and electricity, but now you give it to a dark ability. Now you're getting hit by bug and you're getting hit by fighting. The difference is now, though, that you're faster to get away from that. That's what they didn't do with the other Pokemon like Fennekin. Okay? So, overall, Froakie's a good Pokemon. Very good Pokemon. I personally do not like the design of Froakie, especially Greninja. I do not like the tongue around the neck. But it's a ninja Pokemon. It is unique. They cooked. So let me say this. My personal opinion about it is I don't like it, but I can respect it because of what they did with it, right? So, yeah, again, Water Dart. It's the first one to really get this Protean type ability. And I mean, it's this quick enough. It gets Water Shuriken. I can't deny what it is. I'm not putting it at S. I'm not. I know most people would. It is not an S tier. I do think it is actually better than... Yeah, it's better than Sprigatito. I cannot deny how I feel about the Pokemon and just disregard how good the Pokemon actually can be or is. Okay? So, I respect it. I respect what it does. It is a water type. You can get multiple water types, but it is a very good water type. Okay? So... Now you're doing things such as U-turn with them, putting down spikes if you want to. U-turning out, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump. Amazing attacks that this Pokemon can have a spread for. It even gets crazy things you can't think of, like Mat Block. Like, who's using that? So, I'm not going to deny it, but it's not an S tier. It is very frail. It is very frail. Okay? So, you put him out hoping to sweep or get quick damage. Not to take one... You take one hit, he's gone. You need to run Focus Sash on him. So, or you can try to do Choice Specs. Hopefully you can knock it out beforehand. But, again, I do think overall, Froakie is a great Pokemon. Just not my cup of tea. That's all it is. Yeah, and I would say it's overrated. Again, but I get it up here. I know some people say it's probably S tier. I respect it for sure to be an A tier. If it was me, I'm putting it down here in B. But I do respect what Froakie is. Let's see. So Froakie's here. Who else? Fennekin's down here. Yep. Y'all. It's weird that y'all made Froakie and then y'all made Fennekin. Or if you made Fennekin and then y'all looked at Froakie. However it happened, something was wrong. Y'all should not have made these two in the same generation. I don't... Like, Ash had a Froakie. Serena, who y'all made the love interest, had a Fennekin. And then when they like evolved, I don't think that she went to Delphox, did she, Serena? I don't think she did. I think they said, man, Braxton kind of cool, but Delphox trash. Like, why would y'all not do that? Did y'all not realize how it was not as cool when y'all made it? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all could have done better. Y'all could have done better. Okay, so next generation here. Okay, so Gen 5, this is Black and White. I do think, and we'll talk about it later on, Black and White is one of the better Pokemon games I've played. This is when I kind of got into competitive Pokemon. Oshawott as a Pokemon that has another one of those Arceus, different whatevers. Yeah, I said Braxton. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Y'all don't even like Delphox, so why'd y'all make it? So Oshawott, being the Samurott that has the Dark type to it, was actually pretty cool. It helps to get knockoff, Ceaseless Edge. It does more damage. But the original one was Pure Water. Pure Water's not bad, but Pure Water doesn't have a lot of times to fix its weaknesses, like grass and especially electric. You're not always getting Earthquake unless you're mud. Well, no, it's not Pure Water. For Alligator gets Earthquake, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, again, Oshawott's not running that as Samurai's Earthquake. Nope. Not a good Pokemon. It's not a good Pokemon. But I'm going to put you... I'm going to put you here. Oshawott is fun. Getting Razor Shell, which you're not going to use. I do like the Pokemon. I think of the anime, is one of the most enjoyable Pokemon to watch. Even though his personality really does kind of fit his Chespin. It's the same thing as Rowlet. But it's one of the first ones to really do that kind of like quirky type, I'm him kind of personalities. Oshawott, though, is not enjoyable to watch. I don't remember if Ash's Oshawott evolved. I don't think so. I know Dawn's... No, was it Dawn that had an Oshawott? No, she had a Piplup. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't think Oshawott had an evolution inside the anime. So if he kept... Because I remember there's like a part where like Dawn came back and she was with like the Oshawott and they were fighting over like another female Pokemon. So they purposely chose, again, not to evolve Oshawott. And clearly that's a reason, because y'all don't like the evolutions. Okay? There's some of them I can understand for a reason. It's like, hey, we don't think this is best for the Pokemon evolve because of how it matters to the story. But like Pikachu, but some of them, it's like, why would you not even have it go to its second form, to Dewott? Or Dewott, however you say it. So Oshawott's fine. I do like the Pokemon for what it is, and plus it's an otter. I mean, are there other otter Pokemon? I mean, I'm looking right now. Floatzel's not an otter. No way. Is Floatzel an otter? It might be. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so so if Floatzel and Breezel are an otter, whatever. But regardless, you're not thinking about it as much because I think Oshawott is the obvious better otter. So it's C. It's common Pokemon is cool. I think it's better than Quaxley. Probably not Litten, but better than Quaxley. Tepig. You failed. You failed. This in a row was the third fire and fighting Pokemon they made. Why? Why did you make 3 in a row? Y'all didn't even say like, okay, Torture can be firefighting, and then Turtwig, and then like, no, you just did it each firefighting. What's worse is, it's the slowest of the group of firefighting types. It is the thickest, but it doesn't have special defense. Why would you do that if Pokemon are running around with their Hydro Pump and Scald? Why? At least with Fuecoco, they made it so it can take a Scald or Hydro Pump. They clearly purposely did not do that for Tepig. It's just terrible. Yeah, I mean, all he's really good for is some bacon. And it's the same thing that we talked about before, is what I'm going to do with Tepig, okay, is I'm going to put him in there. All right, go ahead and go do what you got to do for him to go and take a hit so I can revive another Pokemon. That sucks to say, but that's what I'm doing. That is literally what I'm doing with this Pokemon. No. D-tier Pokemon, terrible. If you're running things, I don't remember if it originally got close combat from the generation it started with Black and White, I know I got Drain Punch, but that's not enough. You're not. I don't think you get close combat. You're the slowest thing out of here. It also won't anything like Head Smash that you're taking damage, or Flare Bitch that you're taking damage. You can't do special attacks, and they didn't really have a lot of special physical things like Heat Crash at the time. Gosh, it was awful. What did y'all do with Tepig? This was sad. This was sad. I don't remember if Ash made. I know his was a Pignite. I don't remember him making an Emboar. Again, same thing. Y'all didn't even believe it. So no, terrible, terrible. Snivy. Okay, let me put this right. Okay, first let me talk about Snivy. Snivy is a Pokemon that I think its evolutions suck. Okay, I just complained about Pignite and Emboar. I don't know what y'all, and I complained about Duwai and Samurai. I don't know what y'all are doing with Superior and Servine. I have no clue. This was a fumble. Okay. Game Freak, this was a fumble. I have never seen something this tragic. This Pokemon, though, is very good competitively, getting the ability to swap your minus stats with buff stats. So you put a Focus Band on it or Choice Specs, it does crazy damage, get a +2. It's fast, it gets Glare. It doesn't have really good type coverage, but now with the Stellar type, it can run Terra Blast. Wasn't there when it came out. You're running Overgrown, but whatever. If you start the game, you're not picking Servine. You're not. Okay? You're not. I'm sorry. You're most likely going to pick Tepig or Oshawott. Don't get me wrong. The long, like Superior's design of the snake is fine. I feel like they could have made it look more of a serpent. Like it's just like a grab. Like hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yep. This is. Look at this. What were they doing with this design? It doesn't look big. I don't love. It's just white in the middle, like it's like unpeeled, like a banana, right? And then you have all the greenness around it. This is not good enough for me. This is. This is simply not. Even like the fan art, I like more. Even though this thing looks like whoever drew this well, but this is not good enough. You can tell it's small. You can tell it's not intimidating. It felt like y'all could have made this, if it is the final form, better to me. It gets things, if I remember right, it does get a dragon move like Dragon Pulse or something like that. Maybe I can't remember, but I wanted more from this. I wanted more from this. Didn't get it, whatever. But I can understand when some people do like it. I say overall, it does have a fine, like, the snake type thing going to something is fine. Yeah, my bad. I'm calling it a banana. My fault. I mean, it looks like a banana to me. I don't know. I just, like, if I typed in Superior Banana, I promise you something will pop up to the side of this. I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know, dude. Like, that's what I see it. I can't believe somebody made this, bro. Anyways, overall, I'm going to put it above Quaxley. But you probably pick Oshawott or Tepig above it. I think you do. But I'm not saying that Oshawott and Tepig are a seller, because they're not. They're not for me. There's no way. So if someone picks Snivy, I understand, because this is your competition, right? It either has one type and then some bacon. No, I'm good. I'm cool. Okay, so these three right here. This is Sinnoh. This is Sinnoh. I am going to say with Sinnoh is one of also my personal favorite generations. Not the best generation, but one of my personal favorites. I hope y'all do something else with Piplup. Piplup to me is one of the best, cutest looking Pokemon I've ever, of this group here, that I've seen. To me. It got a very nice typing. I think this is probably the best typing they've done. Like in a group of three. Like the ground, the fighting, the steel. One of the best. I'm going to say it's slow. It gets torn up by close combat. Just like most of these Pokemon here except for Coco. But Hey, you have a blessed day, Harvest, man. I appreciate you joining. Thank you for the love and support, man. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. And also I appreciate all the love on YouTube, man. I really appreciate it, man. I hope to see you again. Thank you. Have a great one, dude. So yeah, so I'm gonna say, and I remember you, man. I remember you. Best man, best love, man. So I'm gonna say Piplup overall. Let me think here. Piplup overall, I'm going to say is a nice typing. They could have done better with giving it better stats and maybe coverage. I know it gets things like aerial ace or wing attack naturally to help with fighting, but bro, by the time you get hit by close combat, you're not taking it. Like, you're not taking that, okay? You're still weak to electric. It does help with the grass. So now you're weak to fighting and you're weak to electric. But, I mean, they could have made his stats better for Empoleon. I do like Piplup a lot. And I hope within this new AZ or whatever is coming out, when Pokemon are going to release that it is going to be a better... Like, I do see them put in Mega Evolutions, but I can also see them taking old Pokemon and getting them new forms again. And I think Piplup hopefully would be one of those. So, we'll put a bottom of B. I like Piplup a lot. I do think it's a pretty nice Pokemon, and I think it's just like one buff away from actually being something nice. And plus, you can do things such as like Whirlpool Stall, right, with leftovers and Iron Defense, if you play that way. You're not doing that in casual most likely, but it is okay to do. So, why not? Chimchar. I know y'all putting him up here. I will say the anime does him an amazing service, okay? Great service. I'm gonna put him here. Yeah, I'm gonna put him here. I think the thing with Chimchar is you were the second fire fighting, and I like Torchic better. You were a monkey. We've had multiple monkeys. Mankey. I'm sure there's more I can't think off the top of my head. But when it comes to Chimchar, we've seen it before, what you're doing, and you're also a, hey, I'm going to do damage as soon as possible, and I'm frail Pokemon. So, are you weak, or sorry, are you okay of taking what I know I need you to take? Flying attacks, psychic attacks. Well, you see, it gets Thunder Punch, but you have to do it as a hidden ability, right? Like when you get the relearn. It's not natural. Okay, cool. What about, do you get anything like knockoff, nothing like that? Any dark moves to help? No. You do get U-turn, but you better hope you're quicker than that psychic type, right? It's not weak to fairy, because it's fire, which is nice, but you're now still weak to water, ground. You help rock. It's just a lot of typings that it can hurt. It won't one-shot everything. Its attack's not big enough. And you're physical. Not special. Special is a better typing than physical. So I'm going to say overall, it's a good Pokemon. The anime with Ash's Chimchar makes it a lot more enjoyable to watch. But as I say that, I am not in love with Chimchar. But I do think it's a good Pokemon, especially when it comes in the typing it was inside Sinnoh. All three of these good pick, but honestly, you probably should pick Chimchar. Because I don't remember there being a lot of fire types inside Sinnoh. I remember like people complaining about Sinnoh not having fire types, so that's why you probably want to pick Chimchar. Turtwig. Bam. Okay, Turtwig. This is the one I picked, straight up. Okay, Turtwig is the Pokemon that I picked. Turtwig is slow. It is a physical defensive Pokemon. It recently got Shell Smash, but it took forever to get Shell Smash. And you're running things such as Stone Edge that can miss, Earthquake that you're slower than, and Wood Hammer that I don't know if it had a beginning. Okay? And it has recoil. You can run the slow thing, such as Leaf Seed and Protect and whatever like that, and Iron Defense. But it has such a gruesome typing. You're already weak to Ice, now you're double weak to Ice. Okay? Water is now neutral to you. Fire is still tearing you up. Okay, it is brutal. Flying is still hitting you different. I think it'd been better if it was rock, but the ground was fine. I guess. I don't know. I do like it better than Fennekin though, and Chespin, and Grookey, and Quaxley. But I think Snivy is a better Pokemon though. I do. Okay, so that's Sinnoh. Let's see here. I'm about to hit an hour for y'all. I know some of y'all getting tired, so let's keep it going. We'll get into the big stuff here. Trico. Trico. Trico was a gecko. I can't think of any other geckos. It could have been much more fire than it wasn't. I'm kind of getting the same repetitive grass type Pokemon are not always the best. Trico, first off, should have been another typing. Not saying fighting. I would have loved Trico to have been normal typing. I know it now is weak to fighting, but guess what? I don't care. Everything's weak to fighting. Okay? Just give it something else. Because to me, now you're immune to Ghost. Okay? Now you can get some stab type moves like Fake Out or something like that. It'd been a little bit better to me. But Trico only is using Leaf Blade and is probably one of the most frail Pokemon on here. Grovyle sucks and Sceptile sucks. Mega Sceptile is now a dragon, which is what I think was the best thing it could have done. But make Sceptile the dragon, not Mega Sceptile the dragon. Okay? So, overall, I do like Trico. And I think the Mega Evolution saves this Pokemon. Matter of fact, because it saves a Pokemon, I'm going to put it up here. But it's not a B tier. Because Ice still tears you up. You go see a Alolan Ninetales, you go see a Glade, you go see something that's running Ice Beam, Weavile, hit you with Ice Punch, you're gone. And you're not outspeeding it. Especially because how Mega Evolutions work. If I remember correctly, it doesn't happen until your second turn that you get the speed boost. So, when you go see a Weavile Mega Evolution, you're getting hit by the Ice Punch. Right? Icicle Crash, whatever. Mammoth Swine doing Ice Ride, you're gone. Nope. Mudkip. Mudkip's good. Actually, Mudkip's very good. Mudkip, first off, is swaggy in the anime when you just see a lot of Mudkips walk around going, Mudkip! That's so fire. Brock had a Mudkip, he never evolved it, and I felt like this is a Pokemon that you did not need to evolve, because Marshtomp to me sucks, but Swampert is a very, very good evolution. Like, typing is great. They said, hey, so, okay, this Pokemon is weak to grass and electric. Let's cut out electric, gone, put ground on it, and because it's water type, it's not weak to anything else. Okay, so water, it's already water. It's cutting that in half. I mean, that's gone. What else? Ice is cutting in half because it's water. Great typing. They cooked. The only thing is now you're double weak to grass. But I promise you, if you're a good player, you kept a fire type on you, right? Swampert, they cooked. Mudkip, they cooked. It's a slow Pokemon, but the Pokemon is bulky. And it can run spikes, if I remember it has spikes. It can run Stealth Rocks. You can do Curse, Waterfall, Drain Punch, Earthquake, Flip Turn. Y'all cooked. Y'all really cooked. Mudkip's, Mudkip's great. Mudkip was a great Pokemon. This is a starter of a starter to me. I am shocked that they made Mudkip so great. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't care about the physical defense as much because, I mean, I'm waiting for your Energy Ball. And if you go into Rose Raid, I know you're about to do Energy Ball. Right? So, I mean, it's like they made him a huge weakness, but at least it's an obvious weakness you can go around. Great. Torchic. This is my favorite Pokemon. Top of A. First off, it gets Speed Boost. Speed Boost is busted. Most people run Speed Boost with Protect. So every time you get Speed Boost, now you do Protect. Oh, they didn't know you do Protect. You now Plus, right? Probably quicker than Pokemon in front of you unless they're Scarfed. Or if they're running Speed Boost themselves. Then, they said, hey, this is the first Pokemon we're going to give a Fighting type 2, so I don't feel as bad. So now it's running Drain Punch, Sky Uppercut, Close Combat. If I remember correctly, you can get U-Turn on it. It's running Flare Blitz, Speed Boost, and it can get Bulk Up. And they also gave it Thunder Punch to work with water types. If you can egg move it. What an amazing play. How did y'all make Torchic and Mudkip and then y'all made Trico? A Pokemon that could not even deal with its own weaknesses. I do think Emerald was a very good game. Torchic's very hard to play inside Emerald. Ruby Sapphire because of his typing. But I don't care because this Pokemon is so great anyways. And if you need to have a fire type just in case of a game that doesn't really have much fire types besides like Torkoal and Camerupt, two slow, bulky Pokemon you don't want to have that are both weak to like double typings, I'm good. I'm just going to go ahead and get Torchic, right? I can find my water type somewhere else because there's so many water. I mean, literally the game's half water. But Mudkip's a great pick. And I don't care about Trico because, I mean, who am I trying to be? I can find grass types too. No, I'm sorry, y'all. I think that Torchic and Mudkip were two of the best pairs I've seen. I just don't know what y'all were doing with Trico. I have no clue. Totodile, very fun Pokemon. I love Totodile, but it's a C-tier Pokemon. Gets things later on such as Dragon Dance, Ice Punch, Waterfall, things like that, Liquidation. It has two weaknesses, Electric and Grass. But Totodile's weak, okay? He's weak. All his stats are very average. They're average. He doesn't have the strongest attack, but it's strong. He doesn't have the biggest defense, but it's big. So he's average. He can take one hit, and then he's done. Okay? So you Dragon Dance, he gets hit, he survived it, and you hope your next hit hits. You hope it hits hard. Because he can't take two. He can't take two like Popplio can. I do like Totodile a lot, but he's not breaking ceilings. He's just simply not. Unfortunately, he's not. But I do like Totodile. I also hope if it's not Piplup, that Totodile is a Pokemon that you're going to give some love to. Give him Mega Evolution. Give him something. Okay? He needs something. Please. Cyndaquil. This is a type you should probably pick. He is also a only fire type, so he's weak to water, rock, and ground. You're running him. He's the calmest Pokemon here besides probably Trico and Turtwig. But you're running him because you want to do a Choice Scarf Eruption. He has no typings he can take. Nothing. Zero. Nada. Okay? So because he can't take anything, you need to do a Sun Eruption and hope he can one-shot everything. During game, you're running Flamethrower. Of all these Pokemon, physical, special, physical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And technically 6. Compared to 1, 2, 3. So if 6 of them are physical, this is your fire type to run special. Okay? And I think of special types besides Fuecoco, he is the best one to have. But you need to give him more love. You really need to give him more love. I love Chikorita. I do. I love the anime Chikorita. I love the one that loves Ash. I think it's such a cute Pokemon. I think it's a little leaf on everything. But it sucks. This is the worst Pokemon here. This Pokemon has a terrible typing. He's weak to ice. He's weak to fire. He's weak to flying. He's weak to everything. Bug. It just goes on. They didn't give him anything to deal with. Anything that it could try to live. His stats suck. They wanted you to do things such as having poison powder and stun powder and all this other crap just to hacks them out, and then it doesn't work and then it misses because it has a 75% accuracy. Why did y'all do this to Chikorita? And then it has Solar Beam that takes 2 turns, so you have to do some, but you're already dead. And then it has things like Razor with the Mystical Leaf that doesn't hit anyways. It's low damage. What were y'all doing with Chikorita? Bayleaf is a great looking Pokemon. Meganium sucks. I can't believe anyone would like Meganium. So you go fight Whitney, and then Chikorita's getting blown back. You have to hope that you're hitting the Parahacks and the Leech Seeds and everything, and stalling it out before that Body Slam tears you up to shreds. I just don't know what they were doing. They literally couldn't find anything else to help Chikorita. And to this day, they purposely have not given Chikorita any any type of like help. No Dynamax, no Mega Evolution, nothing. If there, even though I want Totodile and Piplup to have something, Chikorita needs something. Okay, this is the worst Pokemon because of how they made him in game. You destroyed her. Personally, I'll put her above because she is a grass type. But you're weak to everything. You're never going to put Chikorita on a team. You're never going to do it. Matter of fact, you know what? If y'all complain about Chikorita, it's underneath Sobble because Sobble is actually a better typing. It's weak to 2 things. Chikorita's weak to like 8. This is so sad, man. Dang, man. Damn, dude. I love Chikorita. I would put Chikorita up here, but I can't. I just can't. Okay, final 3. By the way, that was Johto. Final 3. Let's start. Randomly pick one. Oops. How do I do this when I'm closing my eyes? There we go. Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is a great typing. You're weak to ice, fire, flying, all that. And then they say, hey, you're weak, we're going to give you poison. So now you're neutral to ground, and you're getting hit by Psychic. You don't now resist anything more, and you just have more weaknesses. So what I just said before about him being a great typing, I was capping. He doesn't have a good typing. If all the Pokemon I can think of, like just right off my head, he's the one that has the most weaknesses, which is so sad. It's awful, awful. But he's a Chlorophyll Pokemon. Solid stats. Okay, he's not the quickest, but you put him inside Sun, he is the quickest. He can get Growth, Weather Ball, Sludge Bomb, Earth Power, Solar Beam, Energy Ball. He has very good coverage. You just need him in Sun. Inside his games, you're not going to probably be running a Sun Pokemon, especially because you didn't have Drought. You have to do Sunny Day. But competitively speaking, he's a threat. And he can take 2 hits. Maybe not Psychic, but he can usually take 2 hits. People complain and they say all the time, is Charmander or Squirtle better? I picked Bulbasaur. I was weird like that. I was a weird one. But I enjoy picking Bulbasaur. You're running Leech Seed inside a game. You're running, stuff like that. Maybe Protect, Toxic. You're playing a slow game, but you can do it. You can do it. There's fire types running around there. Ninetales, Arcanine. They're going to tear you up. Especially in a Gen 1, right? Red, Blue, Leaf Green, Fire Red. But, hey, it's not drastic. It's not deadly, okay? So, you can make it work. You, Squirtle. Bam. Blastoise, Shell Smash. He can get Rain Dish. Terrible ability, but he can get Rain Dish. He has a lot of defense. You do Shell Smash, now you're quicker than most Pokemon. You can take a hit, and he can run out things such as, shooting out Scolds, Hydro Pumps, Flash Cannons, Aura Sphere, Dark Pulse, great coverage. Plus, he has Mega Evolution. And now you can use Water Pulse. It does a lot more damage. Bulbasaur has a very good defense. Squirtle has a very good defense, and now you can take things such as grass attacks, and electric attacks, usually just once. But I wouldn't say that he's really the best of the 3. I do think that Squirtle Squad makes him a lot more appealing, and there's a lot of water types anyways, but you're going to usually pick Squirtle over things like Tentacruel. You probably should pick Gyarados more. Actually, I'm going to knock him down because of that. Because there are other water Pokemon, especially later on, that are better than him. But in his game, it's like, hey, I don't want to go try to deal with a Magikarp until level 20 and then learn him moves on level 40. You get Squirtle. I mean, you're not picking Seaking, right? You're not probably picking... You may pick Golduck, but... I'm actually going to put him one more down. It's that typing. There's more options, especially later on. There's more options. But Squirtle, very, very good Pokemon. Very good Pokemon. I really enjoy Squirtle. Squirtle squirts. And then finally, what y'all care about, Charmander. Up here, man. A lizard is the fourth Pokemon. Y'all cooked. The first Pokemon being a bull, which is like, okay. And then y'all say, hey, we're doing a lizard. And he turns into a lizard dragon. Y'all gave him two options. The first one being a flying dragon that can create his own sun. Sorry, a flying fire lizard that can make his own sun and shoot solar beams now for his weaknesses in water and rock and ground. And then the other one, you can do Dragon Dance, and now you're a fire and dragon, which he always wanted to be. And now you do Dragon Dance and do an Earthquake and Dragon Claw. They gave him two because they knew he's cooked. Okay? He's a special attacker, so Fuecoco, Fennekin, Cyndaquil, he's doing what y'all wanted to do, except better. He is quicker, maybe not as quick as, Fennekin naturally, but he's quicker and probably does more damage than, like, maybe Typhlosion. But again, he can make his own sun with Mega Evolution. And then you have a Dynamax one, too, right? Which is fine if you're running Charizard. It's not the best, but he has the option of Dynamax. Or Gigamax, maybe that's the right one. It's one of the best. It's the best Pokemon. His typing, I mean, I know he's weak to water. He gets the flying typing now. He's weak to electricity now, but I don't care. You can even try to run physical if you want to, even though it's not the best thing to do. You can do it. I think he gets Scorching Sand now, if I remember correctly. So now you're hitting the things like Rock that you couldn't do before. He's the best Pokemon. So this is my list. I'm gonna go through it again. Chikorita, I love you, but I can't put you above. I can't. Sabo, you suck. Taepeka, you suck. Y'all are the worst three. Fennekin, I'm gonna put you a little bit above. Chespin, I know somebody said something about Chespin, but you suck. Grookey's here. Yeah. Yeah. Trico, you're worse. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Man, Oshawott better. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Yup. 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 I think Popplio's better. I don't know. These two are hard. I'm wondering if Scorbunny is actually better than Infernape. We'll keep it here, though. Rowlet, yep. 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 You were very high, but yes, I agree. Yep. Yep. Yep, yep. Okay, cool. I think this is my list. I should also mention, too, because I didn't do it before, Cyndaquil gets a ghost typing just like Fuecoco when he Mega Evolves. Or, sorry, it's his Suin ability, but you're not using it. That's all. That's all I got for that. Moving on. So, regardless, this is my list. I should tell y'all, now that you're finished up the video, if you haven't clicked off yet, that I personally am a fan of grass types first. Even though Torchic is my favorite Pokemon, I think grass types usually come first. However, I do think that, hey, look in this list, you can see by colors, grass types have been really sucky. Okay? Yeah, like, you're an OU Pokemon, you're like a UU Pokemon, but, like, you're OU, but you don't feel like it. You suck, you suck. You're OU, you don't feel like it. You suck, and you suck. I need them to pick it up on the grass types. Please. I think water and fire are hit and miss, but usually they're hits. So, anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think, your opinions in the comments down below. Again, I know I changed the timing, but I greatly appreciate everyone that joined. We'll be doing some more videos in the near future here. I want to do some with, I know I have a Hunter one, so y'all looking for the anime one, I got that coming up here probably next week. And I might do a Last of Us one next, but we're keep rolling with the tier list. I greatly enjoy y'all joining these, and maybe I'll do these in a better time that y'all can join, like later at night. I don't know, something smart like that. Who knows? But yeah, we'll probably branch this out too to more things in the future, but we're just enjoying tier lists. So let me know in the comments down below. The question for you is, what is your favorite starter type? In the comments down below. And I think that's all I got for y'all. So again, y'all have a great weekend. Again, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for joining. I greatly appreciate it. It'll be on YouTube as a full video. If you're not watching it live, that's where it'll be at. So until next time, I'm going to tell y'all take care. Pokemon is great, and have a good one. Peace.